Hello folks, I'm the old sergeant. I haven't been online in a while as I've been examining all the events that have been happening in the world and to the United States. Right now I have one thing I want to talk about and enforce. As we go into what everybody's calling World War III, we got to consider that the United States is on the front lines of the war. The current communist administration has allowed in millions upon millions of people. Many of those people are hostile actors. We know Chinese have been coming in, a lot of them showing signs of being military. We have jihadists. We may even have a few Russians. The enemies of the United States have gotten together and looked to see that America is weak. We are heavily burdened in debt. We have weak leadership that doesn't know what it's doing. And now is the time where all the hostile forces are getting together and saying, now's the time to go after America. And that includes the hostile forces within the United States, with what's known as either the cathedral or the deep state, which is actually multinational. It is good against evil, and evil is trying to destroy America, because that's what it has to do in order to create its one world communist utopia where a few people, the elite, are in charge and own everything, and the rest of us are just serfs. That's what they want to do. As a result of that, right now, with the United States being on the front lines, you got to consider that we're going to start seeing attacks all across the country. Some of them, you won't be able to pinpoint the people, like they will be attacking our power grid, taking the power grid down. We haven't done very much to secure that. And we don't have a lot of parts that when the grid goes down, they can go replace transformers that have been shot and blown up, where the people can go around and tamper and destroy everything without us even being able to see who they are. This government has allowed the Chinese to own a lot of land, also by military bases. And where do you think those Chinese military types are going to? And what sort of stuff do you think is being shipped to those locations? They are military bases. There's a whole bunch of units ready to attack. So you have to be prepared for it. You have to look around and consider, what do I have and do I have enough? Do I have a lot of stored food? Do I have weapons? Do I have a lot of ammunition? Ammunition is probably going to be a form of money in that situation. You got to consider how long can you last where you are. And there's none of this bugging out and going to the hills. You won't last long, even in the best of times. You have to go around considering that there can be an attack where you are at any time, which means you need to be armed. You need to carry. Whatever the government decides to say, oh, you can't come here disarmed. Avoid places that are gun-free zones, because that's a free target environment for the bad guys. God, gold, guns, and groceries. Make sure you're right with the Lord. Make sure you're right with God. Make sure you have things that can be traded and is considered money. Maybe even getting some gold and silver and a lot of extra ammunition. Be well armed and to carry, and have extra ammunition to defend yourself, because the police won't. They're going to be too busy defending them and their own. On the grocery side, make sure you have plenty of food. Make sure you have plenty of water stored up. Make sure you have ways to treat the water. Make sure you have as much of your medication as you can get a hold of. Do some research on natural herbs that you can grow to replace certain medications if they're unavailable. You must get ready to defend yourself and to be able to sustain yourself for a long period of time, because that's where we are. We are on the front line of World War III as forces internal and external is going to try to take us down. I am the old sergeant. Stay informed, prepared, active, prayerful, thankful for what you have, and as always, stay vigilant.